The calendar pinged. Quarterly review with Graham at 3:30, hours away. I forked my salad, rehearsing lines, when Graham Porter appeared, face like a shut door. Change of plans. The Drake Consortium is downstairs. Conference B now. My fork jumped the container. They're booked for tomorrow. Tomorrow became today. He checked his watch. 2 minutes. My laptop was mid-update, the deck on my desktop, prototypes with facilities, printouts due at 4. I sprinted to the elevator, thumbed at remote access, and hit our wall of mobile restrictions. Perfect. Through the glass, 6 executives waited, shoes gleaming. At the head sat Evelyn Drake. Rare this early. Graham leaned to me in the hallway, his whisper low. Don't embarrass us. Inside, he turned host. Everyone, this is Avery Blake, our team lead. He drifted to the door, close to bask, far to deny. All eyes slid to me. No slides, no sample, just a pen, a notepad, and my pulse. Thank you for coming, I began. Before I show anything, may I confirm the problem you most want solved? A CFO frowned. We've covered this. Then this will be fast. If we're aiming at the wrong target, accuracy is failure. Evelyn's gaze sharpened. Go on, I asked, listening for fracture lines. How their analysts hit diminishing returns. How dashboards told stories no one trusted in new markets. I sketched a scaffold. Cultural signals feeding probabilistic forecasts. Pilots small enough to fail cleanly, fast enough to learn. Graham shifted. Evelyn didn't. She leaned in, closer. By the time Evelyn Drake's team left, Graham's face had curdled from surprise to fury. In the elevator, he stared ahead, jaw tight enough to crack glass. Back upstairs, he hauled me into his office, door clicking shut behind us. Explain yourself. I adapted to the situation you created, I said evenly. Would you have preferred I admit you engineered a failure? His laugh was sharp. Business changes. Adaptability is the job. I kept my eyes on him. And yet every other manager vanished right when I needed them. Interesting timing. He leaned against his desk. You went off script. You built your own relationship instead of representing us. That stops. Forward me any Drake communication. Copy me on every reply. From now on, I'm the sole contact. Back at my desk, his email blasted across the department. New restrictions. Approvals for all client outreach. No exceptions. Wings clipped. Then another message. This one from Evelyn's assistant, asking to meet privately Tuesday. Before I could reply, Graham forwarded the note back to himself, adding only, I'll handle this. Do not respond. Minutes later, her assistant followed up again. Silence from Graham's end. He meant to bury it. That night, Zoe, the one person I trusted, slid into a cafe booth with a flash drive. They're watching your emails, she whispered. Graham requested full access. And this morning finance was asked for severance calculations, for you. I pushed away my untouched soup. So I'm finished. Not unless you're smarter than they expect. She tapped the drive. Performance reviews, client revenue, testimonials, proof you built this place. Her eyes softened. Remember when Brandon cornered me at that retreat? You believed me when no one else did. Consider this repayment. I slid the flash drive into my pocket, pulse unsteady. They wanted me erased. Instead, I was quietly arming myself. Monday came cloaked in inevitability. Graham and Trent from legal were waiting, folders neatly aligned. You've violated protocols, Graham declared, sliding a paper forward. Private emails with Drake, withholding documentation, effective immediately, you're terminated. I glanced at the so-called evidence. A single personal message to Evelyn's assistant. He leaned back, smug. 2 weeks severance. Sign the non-compete. I shook my head. Clause 17B of my contract voids the non-compete, unless I accept severance or termination for cause. Neither applies. Trent's brows knit as he scanned the file. Graham's smirk faltered. I placed my resignation letter on the desk. I'm done here. He tried to snarl authority back into the room. You'll never work in this industry again. I opened the door. We'll see. Outside, Zoe caught my eye, a near-invisible nod of solidarity. The next morning, Evelyn welcomed me into the Drake offices as their new director of strategic solutions. Within weeks, my cultural forecasting model was shaping into a flagship platform. I thrived under her mentorship, each idea sharpened instead of stifled. Graham, meanwhile, unraveled. Word spread of boardroom confrontations, of clients recounting past failures that traced directly to his rigid playbook. 3 months later, a bland press release announced his departure to pursue other opportunities. 6 months on, I stood backstage at an industry conference, minutes from unveiling our platform to a packed hall. That's when Graham appeared, his suit cheaper, his voice thinner. "Avery," he said, forcing a smile. "Congratulations. Perhaps we might collaborate?" I met his eyes coolly. "You tried to bury me. I'm not your ladder." The stage manager called my name. Graham lingered, expecting drama. I brushed past. "I have a presentation, one I've had more than 2 minutes to prepare for." The applause drowned him out. That was my victory. Not revenge, but proof he could no longer control my story.